Back to you, Lauren.
All right, thank you, Yamarie. Well, Nick Mantis is in for Audrey tonight. He has sports. And Nick, MSU's Nia Clouden broke some huge records this morning.
Yeah, Lauren, not only did she set an MSU women's basketball record for most points in a game, but she also set a school record for most points in a game. We're talking program history. We're going to hear from her historic game. Plus, the Michigan State men's basketball team is 1 day away from getting back to the court when they take on Oakland tomorrow night. Hear what head coach Tom Izzo thinks of the matchup when we come back.
This is 6 News Now, sponsored by the University of Michigan.
And starting today, new service changes will be taking place within the CATA operation system and will stay in place over the next 3 weeks. This will also include a few service reductions to certain areas. So joining us now live in studio with those details, the 6 News reporter Michael Thomas. Good morning, Michael.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. There is a lot going on this week with Christmas on Saturday, so let's make sure you get what you need to know before you head out the door this morning, especially for those of you that use CATA's services, because these changes will mostly impact its Monday through Friday routes. You can see behind me on this list, it's more than 20 routes. Now, here's a look at the list of routes with changes. It includes 21 of CATA's fixed routes and 2 demand response services. These changes will start today and last until Sunday, January 9th of next year. Majority of these routes will see longer service times, and that's on both the main service and the Spartan service, which means riders can expect to wait an additional 5 to 10 minutes later than they normally would. Now, Monday through Friday, buses will run every 15 minutes until 8 p.m. rather than every 9 to 15 minutes. And evening Capital Loop trips will leave 8 minutes later than they normally do. However, other evening, late night, and weekend services will remain operating as usual. For Christmas and New Year's Eve, all connector, ready ride, rural services, and shopping bus services will conclude at their normal scheduled times. Now, CATA will not operate this Saturday or next Saturday in observance for Christmas and New Year's Day. Now, to take a closer look at these routes, you can head to our website at WLNS.com, as we've got all those details for you. And again, it does start this morning, so you may want to check before you head out the door today. Here for you live this morning in studio, Michael Thomas, 6 News.
From Stormtracker 6, this is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, it's a relatively quiet start to the day. We do certainly have a bit of a stiff breeze out of the south from time to time, which is making it feel pretty chilly out there.
This is the 6 Sports Desk.
When we saw the schedule had the Michigan State women's basketball team going up against Florida Gulf Coast at 11 a.m. this morning, no one would have thought it would be such a historic day, not just for MSU's point guard Nia Clouden, but for Michigan State basketball overall. Out to West Palm Beach, Florida, Clouden fakes a pull-up jumper, drives, stops, look for some help. Well, she'll just do it herself, getting the Spartans off to a great start. How about some more tough baskets in the lane? Tyre Parks, a double-double from her, 14 points and 13 rebounds off the bench. Second half down by 3. Clouden from the free-throw line makes it a 1-point game. Both teams going back and forth in this one as Clouden dropped 50 points on the Eagles. She ties the most points in a game of any men's or women's MSU basketball player in school history. She scored the most points by any Division I women's basketball player this season and breaks Tori Jankoska's school record of 42 points she put on Ohio State back in 2017. But it wasn't enough as the Spartans lost by 1 point in double overtime, 84-85 the final. After her historic morning, Clouden shared what it was like to have such an incredible game.
Huge accomplishment for me. I don't think I've had like that many points ever or anywhere close, but definitely a huge accomplishment. It wouldn't have happened without my teammates, my coaches. My teammates sent me some really good screens and trusted me to make plays all throughout the game, so definitely they played a big part in it.
Well, over to the men's team, the Spartans have officially moved up in the Associated Press poll to number 11 in the nation as Tom Izzo's squad is set to come back from their 10-day break tomorrow night. It's all going down in the D as the MSU will take on the Oakland Golden Grizzlies at Little Caesars Arena at 7:30 p.m. And when we spoke with Izzo about this matchup, he mentioned Oakland's zone defense and how confusing it could be for opposing shooters and had high praise for Oakland head coach Greg Kampe.
I think this is one of his better teams, so it makes it a little more unique. They're not giving up as many points. They're running this funky zone that it's part 1-3-1, part 3-2, part 2-3, and maybe there's 4 parts. Part nobody knows, including Greg. But it's effective, and so we're going to spend a lot of time on that to try to figure that out. But eventually, ball's got to go in the basket, and that's what it's all about.
Well, what a beautiful Monday means is we got our 6 Sports Champion Play of the Week. We're keeping things on the court, but moving over to the high school level, where Parma Western's Alina Lewis does the Euro step right-handed layup. We got to slow it down to truly appreciate that move. Fake one way, over to the other, as Lewis finished with a game-high 21 points to help beat Jackson Northwest on Friday night, making this Euro step bucket our 6 Sports Champion Play of the Week. There was some breaking news out of Detroit this afternoon as Lions quarterback Jared Goff was placed on the reserve COVID-19 list. It's unknown as to whether or not Goff is vaccinated and if he can be back in time for the Lions away game against the Atlanta Falcons this upcoming Sunday. We'll keep you updated on Goff's status as we move throughout the week, and we'll also be right back with a final look at your forecast, so stay with us.
This is 6 News Now.